I think the reason I bring that up is like because we did a top five list, right? We both did our top five fighters, and I was wondering whenever I saw yours, you were very boxing heavy. Like obviously
Yeah.
you like boxing a lot, and you kind of grew
Hmm.
up watching a lot of boxing. But like if you had to go MMA, your goat. I mean, yeah, it looks like Anderson Silva would be your goat. Is that correct?
No, because he took steroids. Like
But he was in
that
your
was my
all-time favorite
favorite
fighter.
fighters. Yeah, yeah, favorite. It wasn't who's the best. Like Tony
Okay,
Ferguson was in my list. You know what I
right.
mean? So, um, I can't decide who the GOAT is. Like it's so hard with MMA.
Mhm.
Like sometimes I'm like, it's GSP, but then I'm like, does the GOAT get beat by Matt Serra? You know what I mean? Like it, I wouldn't argue anyone putting John Jones in there. Like, oh, Anderson Silva. I just have my own personal like issue
His
against them
favorites.
being in there. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're both
Um,
hot.
yeah, I can totally see like for skill wise, they're definitely the top two. Like, there's not really an argument against that if you just look at pure skill alone and take
Mhm.
out like the extracurricular stuff they might have done. Like, um, so I suppose if I'm excluding the fucking list, it is Jones and Anderson. Like, it's pretty hard to go against either of those two.
I think like for me, those two, and then GSP and Khabib, like Khabib
Yeah,
30-0, like that's hard to argue
I
against.
know. Yeah,
GSP has like the one of the longest welterweight reigns. Then he retired and came back after a few years and beat Bisping for the middleweight title and retired again. So
yeah.
like, is he the greatest of all time? I'm not a GSP fan. I've never been a GSP fan.
No, same.
But it's hard to argue. Like it's
No,
hard
yeah.
to argue.
Now he's retired, and you look back at what he's done. You're like, wow, that was special. Like, I
It's
wish I
amazing.
appreciated him at the time. Um, yeah. I think it's hard. The four you said are the clear four. You know what I mean? Like, you can muddle that up however you want, but I think that has to be your four. Like, so for me, I'd go probably Khabib, GSP, John Silver, just 'cause they're at the bottom because of the tops. You know what I mean? Um, and to be honest, I just liked Khabib's style more than GSP's. Like, if I sometimes I think who would scare me the most in the ring, and Khabib would scare me the most in the ring.
I don't know, man. You look back and you see the prime GSP, his physique. He's just like,
Yeah,
man, like
but
you're staring across from that, like, oh, I'm about to get my ass kicked.
and the fact with GSP, the fact that he wasn't a wrestler, he didn't grow up as a wrestler, and he become a world class wrestler.
Yeah,
Like
he trained with the
that,
Canadian Olympic team. Like that's
yeah.
like,
And he also trained with oh, he's the boxing coach, Freddie Roach. He used to train with
mhm,
Freddie Roach as well. So GSP was like very unique
mhm.
where he would outsource people and go and learn skills, like which I don't really see much in MMA. Like they stick to their team, you know what I
Yeah,
mean, and train from the
yeah,
team that they're from.
yeah.
So
I think
I like GSP for that reason as well. He's
yeah,
always willing to learn.
yeah. And as weird as he is, and then if you've ever seen any interviews with him, he believes in like aliens and like he's just a weird
Yeah,
kind of guy. But like
yeah.
he was one of the people who like wasn't naturally like how do I say it without trying to sound offensive? He wasn't like naturally athletic. He just worked
Hmm.
super hard. He wasn't naturally big, but he worked out like harder than anybody. Like he just it was hard work,
What Side
determination.
is trying to say is he was Canadian. I'm only joking, Canada. But no, I do agree. Like GSP wasn't a guy you'd look at and think, oh, this guy's gonna rule a division and go up a division and beat a guy way bigger than him. Like, but then when you see his physique towards the end, you're like, wow, he's become that guy though. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, hard work beats talent, man. And
Mhm.
that's you have a lot of world like you said, being able to bring in coaches from world class trainers from all these different disciplines. Like they're going to be amazing, and
Yeah.
it's looking back, it's hard to argue against GSP. I think.
It is now. You sold me on GSP. Like, because even I started thinking, oh yeah, he trained with Freddie Roach. He never wrestled, but then he becomes so good at it.
And then
Like,
he
yeah, you've
lost to
sold
Matt
me on
Sarah,
GSP.
but then he got that win back.
He
He got
avenged it. Yeah.
Hughes. He got that. Like